Hello, Super Traders, and welcome to SuperTraderTV's weekly wrap-up for the trading week of October 19th through 23rd. In the U.S. market, the technology and healthcare sectors drove all three main U.S. stock indexes higher last week, with the Nasdaq gaining over 3% over the week. Additionally, a surprise interest rate cut by the People's Bank of China gave indexes a big push. The U.S. dollar started the week off slow, but dovish comments by the European Central Bank and optimistic employment and housing data helped the Greenback gain almost 3%. The Canadian dollar rose earlier in the week after the Liberal Party won elections, but it finished the week down almost 2% as it followed crude oil movements and a bearish economic outlook by the Bank of Canada. In European markets, all major European stock indexes surged for the second half of the week after the ECB decided to hold with its current monetary policy, but called for a possible increase of support in the coming months. The euro depreciated over 3% last week after the ECB statements, despite a week of inflation data that mostly beat expectations. The British pound also declined last week, although major economic data was better than economists expected. In Asian markets, stock indexes in Hong Kong and China paired losses last week and finished trading relatively flat after the central bank in China cut interest rates for the sixth time in less than a year and eased monetary policy. Japan's Nikkei 225 index made large gains last week as investors react to a combination of rate cuts in China and bearish sentiment in the Eurozone. The Japanese yen depreciated against the US dollar last week after some underperforming export data. The Australian dollar declined last week as a business confidence print came in at 0. The New Zealand dollar also declined last week after a dairy trade print came in lower than economists expected and in the negative. And here are last week's commodities highlights. Crude oil dropped over 4% last week on concerns of oversupply, especially after U.S. inventories data showed a weekly increase of 8 million barrels. Gold dropped over 1% last week as optimistic U.S. economic data has investors trying to figure out when U.S. interest rate hikes will occur. This was SuperTrader TV's weekly wrap-up. Have a happy and profitable trading week.